What's up guys, it's Rob from Misha and welcome to another video. Today, as you can see, different playmat. So it's not my video, this video is actually Daniel's binder showcase. I've already done my Dragonlight binder showcase, which I will put a link in the description below, so go ahead and check that one out. I also have checklists available for that. If you want one, you just have to message me or leave a comment on the video and I will somehow get hold of you to do that. But Daniel is a Charizard and Full Art Trainer collector, so these are already part of his collection. This one actually I gave to him, because I didn't like Charizard, so. But he's going to show you all of the stuff from his binder, so without further ado, I'm going to let him take it away.
So guys, welcome to my binder showcase. Not only do I collect Charizards and Full Art Trainers, I do also have some other interesting cards. So we're going to start off with this, which is a base set 2 Clefairy that I actually pulled out of a base set 2 pack. So that is pack fresh. We then also have this Mamoswine, and this is signed by Ross Gilbert of PTCG Radio. I met him through my league owner, Tom Hall of 8-Bit Planet. Ross came down to do a cube draft, so I got him to sign 2 cards. We have this Mamoswine, and that's the wrong way around. We also have this Beware. So these are both signed by Ross. Get them in focus for you. And then the last card, as you probably just saw, is this, which is signed by Todd Redcliffe, who was also at that same cube draft. And I got him to sign this one for me as well. So moving on to the next section of the binder, for you lot who might not know, I am actually a TCG judge, and I judge the pre-releases at my local league. So here we have some staff promo cards from the pre-releases that I judged. So we have this Nidoqueen from Team Up, we have this Raikou from Lost Thunder, and we have this Volcanion from Unbroken Bonds. Unfortunately, I started judging just after the Charizard promo came out for Team Up. So I only got this one Nidoqueen from a friend of mine who got a full pack of staff promos. Otherwise I would have had a staff Charizard, which would have been very nice. Okay, so the next portion of the binder is starting off with this card, which is a Professor Program Judge card that you get for getting points for judging events. So this is not super rare, but it is nice to have one that I actually earned rather than bought. Next we have this Regigigas, which is my first place winning card from a League Cup in Yeovil, I believe. Oh, sorry, not a League Cup, a League Challenge, my mistake. Next we have this Acerola, which again is a first place League Challenge, which I believe was Bath League Challenge. And then the last one I have was this Mew, which is also a first place League Challenge, and I cannot actually remember where I earned this, but all 3 of these are cards that I have earned from playing when I used to play TCG mainly. Now I mainly play VGC, but so that is all of those. Okay, so the next section is Pokemon cards that I've used in decks that are memorable to me. So first of all we have these 4 Zoroarks, which I played at 2 different regionals. Didn't do particularly well with it, but they are very sentimental to me. Hence why they are in green sleeves and not in Elite Trainer Box sleeves, because they're in a different binder. The next two are my two Tapu Leles, one promo one. Sorry, they're both promo ones. My other one is in a different binder that I forgot. But I do have one normal and one promo. These again would be in the decks, all of the decks I played in that time period. Obviously Tapu Lele being a very good support Pokemon at the time. Unfortunately can't use it anymore, but that is those two. And then we have my collection of Tapu Kokos. I am missing one of them. I'm missing the promo version. Tapu Koko being my favourite Tapu of the Alola region. I am a massive fan of electric type Pokemon, and Tapu Koko was my favourite Tapu, so I decided to get all three at the time. The promo wasn't out when I was collecting properly, so I need to get that at some point. The next two are my Ho-Ho GXs. This Ho-Ho is from a box that came out quite a long time ago, but my good friend Dan McCarthy, who I play VGC with now, me and him actually went halves on the box that contained this, and I got the promo Ho-Ho along with half of the packs, which was very nice. And then the other Ho-Ho actually got from Michelle, who she pulled it in her Burning Shadows pre-release video. If you've seen that, you will recognise the Ho-Ho from that video. And then here we have two Shamans EXs, which was an amazing card in its time. One of them is actually French. This one here I actually pulled out of a pack just before it rotated. It was worth about £75 when I pulled it. Now not quite at £75, but I do like it. It is a very, very cool full art, and it has a lot of nostalgia for me. And then I did buy another one because I was planning on playing expanded, and I couldn't find an English one for a good price, so I bought a French one.
And then they banned it and expanded.
Yes, and then they got banned and expanded, so now they're just sat in my binder looking very nice. And my last card, which is one of my most beloved card that isn't a Charizard or Full Art Trainer, is this Darkrai EX. This Darkrai EX was one of the very first competitive decks that I built, and I actually played it in my first regionals as well. I played Darkrai EX with the Shaman, and it was a very good deck. It was actually the best regional finish I've ever had. I made top 128 in that tournament, and it was very fun. Unfortunately, I didn't do quite as well in my other regionals, but definitely a very beloved card for me. I would like to get some more full arts and build the deck again, because I do like playing it, but currently can't do that at the moment. So that is these ones. Okay, so the next pile of cards is a very interesting one, for me anyway. It is Professor Sycamore. Was my most beloved card, or supporter card, of its era. I do like to play a very fast deck when I play TCG, so I decided to get quite a few copies of Professor Sycamore. I did play 3 of these. I can't quite remember which ones I played, but I did get a very good deal on them when they were actually standard legal. I bought a play set of 4, but one of them I believe I traded away, so I only had 3 full arts and 1 normal one. But I am trying to buy as many Professor Sycamores as I can find, because I love the card, and even though Professor Research has now been printed, I would have loved it if they reprinted Professor Sycamore, because this is one of my favourite Draw Supporter cards of all time. And funnily enough, actually, whilst I was playing this Professor Sycamore, something that I haven't touched on is this lovely playmat. As you can see, it is a limited edition playmat. Unfortunately, it has some marks on it where one of my league members put his drink on it, and it stained it there, and there's a stain up there that you can't quite see, it's just out of view, but there is one up there as well. Lovely playmat. It is signed by all of the Darium's crew, including Andrew Mahone, who we have actually met quite a few of these people. We have met Mikey, Andrew, but the rest of them we haven't met because they're all in the US. But Mikey we met at 2 different regionals. He is a TCG judge, as I'm sure some of you may or may not know. But when I saw this playmat, I loved it. Really wanted to get one, and it was very difficult to get one, but we did manage to get one eventually. And we also have Carl the Fly up there, who, if you don't watch Darium's old videos, he used to have a fly flying around his room, so we named him Carl the Fly.
I bought it for him. He forgot to mention that, but I got him one. I didn't get myself one. So
okay, so the second to last segment of the video would be my full art trainer cards. Now, the first one we have is Professor Juniper, who was around before Professor Sycamore. I actually didn't play in the era where this was legal, hence why I only have one of them, and I have a lot of Professor Sycamores, as that's what I used to play. Next we have Misty's, which is out of the Evolution tin, or Evolution set, sorry, and I actually have both the Misty and the Brock. I pulled both of these, actually pulled quite a few Misties, and I think I only pulled one Brock. I did buy quite a lot of Evolutions, as it did remind me of the base set, so I did buy quite a lot of it. And the next one we have is the other Brock's Grit, so I like to keep them together if they have more than one version of a full art, so that also goes there. And I will be showing off my current newer full arts after I've done this pile, because I have quite a few. Pop them up there a minute. So, keeping with the theme of keeping them together, we also have 2 copies of Pokemon Fan Club, this being the original one and the reprinted one. Again, like the Brocks, I like to keep them together in the binder. Was a very nice card. I did use it a fair bit, not quite as much as some of the other ones, and I've never used the Juniper. I didn't actually pull it, I bought this one, but these ones I did pull. So we have the 2 fan clubs there, and now we're coming on to the older ones. We have Lysander, who was used a lot when I was playing. I did actually use Lysander. I was still playing when that was out. We have Pokemon Ranger. Now, I did pull this Pokemon Ranger, and it actually has a lot of sentimental value to me. I played it with Volcanion EX to get around the effect of not being able to attack again, and I actually caught quite a few people off guard whilst playing this card, especially playing Mirror Match Volcanion EX, which I did play at 1 regional after I played Darkrai EX, and yeah, so it's always been a very different curveball card. I do like to throw curveballs in my decks, and this was my curveball for a while, and it did, like I said, catch a lot of people off guard. So next we have AZ. I didn't actually play AZ. I believe I bought this card. I just liked it. I like the look of him. It is very nice. So next one we have is the Pokemon Center Lady. I do believe I have the other Pokemon Center Lady, but I forgot to put them both together, so that will be in the other pile, which I'll grab in a second. But Pokemon Center Lady is one of my favourite old full art trainers. I did use it a little bit in one of my decks, but not too much, so didn't get a lot of use, but I did use it a little bit. And we have the promo version of N. Unfortunately, I did not have the luck or the money to buy a proper, very old version of Full Art N, so I had the Full Art N that came out of the promo box. I didn't actually use this. I believe I bought this after N rotated, but I did used to use N in pretty much all of my decks that used the old cards in them. It was a very good card back in its day, and I really wish they would reprint it because the old Full Art N looks beautiful and I really want one. So now we come to the very last of the old cards. I actually have two Full Art Skylar here. I absolutely love the artwork on these cards, and I do intend to get the new Skylar that's just come out in Shining Fates as well, to put it with this one. Michelle actually bought me this one here. It was very, very expensive when it was in play. Probably not quite as expensive now, but it's still a very beautiful card. So these are two of my favourite old generation full arts. I must admit, since they've changed to the new style, I'm not as big of a fan of these. I much prefer the old style full art trainers, but this is one of my favourite ones. Okay, so now we have my slightly newer version full art trainers. Professor Kukui, I did actually use that a little bit in one of my decks, not too much though. Full art Guzma. Now, I didn't actually pull this one. I did pull the Kukui. The Guzma I bought after it rotated because it was a very, very expensive card, but I think it is one of my favourite full art trainers of that era. It's an absolutely beautiful card. The next card is this Full Art Lana. Now this Full Art Lana was pulled by Michelle out of her box, and I wanted it for my collection, so I ended up doing a trade with her for that one. So that is one of hers that she pulled, which you might have seen on the channel. Actually no, we didn't record that one, so you wouldn't have seen it on the channel. Next we have Mallow. I'm not too used card. There were better cards to use. I did use it in my Zorak deck because it was very useful in that deck, but you didn't see much play out of that deck really. Copycat. I didn't quite use Copycat very much. Like I said before, I am more of a very fast-paced player, so I'm not too much into using shuffle draw cards, but I did use it for a little bit. Not this one. This has been sat in my binder. Tate and Liza, did use it a little bit. Not this one. Again, this has been sat in my binder. I think I got this one after it rotated, or when it was cheap. I can't remember, but I didn't use this. If I did, it wasn't very much. I just used normal version, but I do like the Tate and Liza. It is a fairly decent card. There are obviously better alternatives for what it can do, but still a very good card. Anyway, very good looking card. Judge, I did not use at all. Or actually no, I think I used it in one meme deck that I built, but this I got purely just because I'm a judge and I like it. Acerola, very good card. Use that in my Zorak deck as well. Just a very solid card. It looks really nice as well. Yeah, it was just a very nice card. And then the back three cards are my most prized version full arts of the new ones, which I can't count because there's more than one. But I do like Erika's. I did use Erika's in quite a few different decks. Again, because I like to discard half my deck, I do like Erika I can draw quite a lot, especially later on in the game when opponent's got a full bench. Would have been really nice when I was using Darkrai, if it was around then, with people using, what was the Mega Ray stadium card? Skyfield, that's it. Where they had 8 benched. It would be a very 9 card draw deck. Would be very nice. But my last 3. This Team Skull Grunt was the very first booster box that I bought, and the very first full art trainer that I pulled. So this one stays with me in the front of my binder. Very, very, very sentimental. The reason that I actually started collecting full art trainers was because of this card. Even though it's not a particularly good card, although I did use it with Sylveon Mill, that I actually won a booster box. I borrowed the deck from a friend of mine, Michael, and I beat everyone with it, which was very nice. And my full art Lily. I did have both full art Lilies. I pulled both of them. I sold the other version of the full art Lily to someone, but I kept this one because it's just a very, very beautiful card. And when I pulled it, it was very, very expensive as well. A lot of people were using Lily. It's a first turn supporter. Obviously you can't do that now, rules have changed, but back in its day when I pulled it, it was a very, very expensive card and one of my most valued ones as well. And the last one is probably my favourite looking supporter of that era. I used this Kiawe a lot. I used it in various different fire decks that I played, including Charizard, and it's just a very, very nice card. Not useful anymore. Welder takes this and says oh dear, so wouldn't be useful anymore, but back in the day was very, very good. Okay, so just before we get to the main part of the binder, which is the Charizards, we have a few more cards, which we have some here. We have these beautiful double colour synergies. They are League promo ones. They are very, very, very old. Unfortunately, not usable anymore. I used these in every deck that had DCs in. These were the only ones that I would use. Even if I, like I did for a league challenge regionals, I very, very quickly built a deck and had to dig these out. I couldn't find them for a while. I searched through all my decks to try and find them all and put them all into one deck. I love these DCs. Really, really wish I could play them again. I mean, if I played expanded I could, but they are just, I love them to bits. And they sit in my binder with my collection of gold hammers. So we have my gold wait and see hammer, my gold crushing hammer, my old gold enhanced hammer, and my new gold enhanced hammer as well. I started this collection, I actually pulled this one and this one. I did play for a while immune decks that were discarding, so I went and bought some gold hammers to try and bring me luck, especially with the crushing hammers. But they are the only secret rare item cards that I have, and this one kind of wasn't there until later on. These were the main ones that I used. That just came out later, and as it was a hammer I thought I'll just get it, but originally it was these 3. Especially this enhanced hammer got a lot of use that people were not happy with when I was playing Zorak. They did not expect me to have an enhanced hammer in my deck. As I said before, I do like to put curveball cards in my decks and try and catch people out, and this was one of them. Okay, so now we are on to the meat and potatoes of the deck, of the binder, the Charizards. So we have a few different sort of oldish, sort of common Charizards, not really worth a lot, but they are part of the collection nonetheless. All very nice cards. Didn't pull any of them. I think maybe apart from this one. These ones definitely not. I didn't open these sets at all. Just ones that I've acquired and found over the years. The next ones we have not only Charizards, but we also have Charmanders as well, obviously. So we have my shiny Charmander, which is not the only shiny that I have. We have this one, which I did not use. This one, it was actually this one that I used. I built this deck, played it for quite a bit, got it to work fairly well, and then the meta changed and it was kind of not really useful anymore. And then we have my Team Up promo Roar and Resolve one, which I cannot remember if I pulled or not, or whether I bought it. I don't know if Misha remembers.
I think you bought it.
I think I bought it, yeah. I'm not normally that lucky at pulling Charizards. But I believe this would have been the Charizard. Had I had a full Judge pack, I would have had a staff promo of this, which one of my Judge friends sold when it came out for, I believe, about £300, which makes me feel very sad that I didn't get a staff one, because it would have been sat in my binder to this day. So I definitely would not have sold it. But we'll clear these ones off because we have a lot of different Charizards to bring, and hopefully Michelle has pulled some more out of my binder for me. Aha! So we're now getting on to the GXs and the old ones. So the first one we have is the Charizard Level X. I didn't obviously play in this era, although I have used not this actual card but another copy of it in the cube draft that we do, or we used to do before COVID. Hopefully we'll be doing it again soon. Used an SP deck, or what I could draft of it. So just another one to add to the collection. It is very nice. Some of these very old ones are not in the best condition, but every card in my binder, bar a few, are in Elite Trainer Box sleeves of any variety really. So I'm not too worried about the backs of them. They're more just to be looked at really. If I was gonna go super serious about collecting, then I would get better copies, but I'm more there for the fun of collecting them rather than trying to get the best copies of all of them. So, and then we have some other just standard GXs, the different ones. This one's a Black Star promo, and that was the one that was in the set. And then we come up to some more GXs. We have this one again. This was the one at the set, and then we have the full art version, GX, and we have my tag team and my full art tag team. I did not have the money for a hyper rare one, unfortunately. And we have the Evolutions EX and the Evolutions Mega EX. This one I remember buying. It was quite expensive at the time, although I think I got a pretty good price on it. This one sits as one of my favourite EXs. I love the EXs from Evolutions. I actually had a full art Mega Blastoise EX when I used to work at Game. I used to have a lanyard with the Mega Blastoise in it. I don't actually have that Mega Blastoise anymore, but this is one of my favourite designs of the full arts. And then we have the other Mega Charizard full art, which interestingly enough is actually the better version. I did actually play this for a little bit until it rotated. And then we have another full art EX. These two full art EXs sit together in a row in the binder. Next we have right, so here's the special ones, nearly. So we have the sealed promo V, that I will not be opening. I did actually have another one which I did open and I sold it. We have a nice old normal Charizard. We have a very nice old hollow dark Charizard, and then we have the two special ones, which I'm actually going to just very quickly move these up, because these ones are my most prized Charizards. They are not the Hyper Rare GX because I'm not that rich, and we have not pulled a V hollow, a V shiny at the moment. But we have this Crystal Guardians shiny border, which is obviously not a shiny one. It's not in the best condition, as you can probably see. It has a very nice crease on it, but I love it. It's a very nice looking card, very nice looking card. And then the cream of the binder, the one that sits at the front, so anytime you open my binder, the first thing you will see is this shiny Charizard. This card, again, did not pull. This was actually bought for me by Michelle. It was very expensive. It is not in the best of condition. There is a couple of creases in it. However, it is one of my most valued cards in the entire binder, and that is why it sits at the front of the binder. If and when I finally get a shiny GX, I will put it next to this one, but at the moment these two sit next to each other in the front of the binder. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you guys isn't actually a card, and I can't show you it properly because I can't bend my arm in this way, but for some of you may or may not know, I do actually have a tattoo of Charizard, which I will show you now. You might not be able to see it very well. Oh, actually, you can see it pretty well. This is it when it was finished. It has Mega Charizard X and Y. We'll just turn the light off so you can see it a bit better. Ah, there we go. It was done in two stages. The first stage was without any of the colour. The second one was finishing off the colour, and it is a very beautiful thing to have. I do not recommend you get a tattoo unless you really want it. As you can see, I am a very big fan of Charizard, so I decided to get it, especially as my first tattoo as well. But I thought you guys might be interested in seeing that. I would show you it in person, but I cannot bend my arm that way in front of the camera.
Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Of course, if you did, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here. Feel free to share this video with your friends. If you think you know somebody who may also enjoy watching a video like this, go ahead and check out the playlists in the description below, including the Shining Fates playlist, as well as checking out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/werewolfmation94, where I stream PTCGO on a Monday and Wednesday at 7 PM UK time usually, and sometimes do a art stream that is usually Pokemon themed on a weekend after sort of 1 PM UK time as well. Let me know in the comment section down below, do you have a specific collection of like a certain Pokemon that you collect, or a certain type of card like the full art trainers? And if you do, how is your collection going? There are only 2 entrants to the giveaway, that's Codeness and Natan. Let's see who wins. Congratulations, Codeness, you have won the giveaway. Do let me know your contact details so I can get hold of you to talk about shipping if you're outside the UK, which I believe you are. But congratulations for winning the giveaway, and thank you again for the 100 subs, guys. And that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace.